Right from the get-go, you're introduced to your two childhood friends, Sharon and Bianca. Let's talk about them. Bianca is klutzy but sweet, and she's totally a daddy's girl. Sharon is your typical smart but arrogant type who feels the need to correct everybody. Honestly, he comes across as a prick. You and your friends are gifted a Pokemon from Professor Juniper and are asked to see her, but before that they start a big-ass skirmish battle in your room and fuck everything up. Luckily your mom is the nicest person in the world. I wouldn't clean that crap up. Anyhow, now it's time to see Juniper, the Pokemon professor who pretty much relies on child labor for easy Pokemon data. I mean, think about it. She sends you a free Pokemon as collateral, then asks you to travel the world. What if I wanted to say no? Every time I say no, she gives me some bullshit and asks again. Fine, I'll go. Poor Bianca. Her father freaks out the moment she brings it up. So we set off to Akluma Town to see some big commotion. Some street gang is spitting some random nonsense to these people. This is Ghetsis. He's pretty much trying to convince people that humans are using Pokemon for their own selfish wishes and that they need liberation. Afterward, this random dude wants to talk to your Pokemon. Back off, nerd. No one asked for your advice. He pesters Sharon about how Pokemon shouldn't be confined in Pokeballs. Then he pulls out a fucking Pokeball and out comes a Pokemon. This asshole can't even follow his own logic. He probably can't even talk to Pokemon. Also, what kind of name is N? Anyhow, after that whole ordeal, it's time to face your first gym leader. Step on the right pad to open the curtain to the next room. Nothing too difficult. Since I started with water type, I have to face water's weakness, and in this case it's the grass leader Sillin. Luckily, some rando gives you a fire type if you go to the Dream Yard. Once you beat him, you get the trio badge. Check this out. Whenever you see musicians in the game, they usually play along to the background music. It's actually pretty cool. Once you're done, some scientist named Fennel asks you to go to the Dream Yard and get her some Dream Mist for an experiment. I guess the Dream Mist can make you see things as if you're in a dreamlike state. What the hell? Is she cooking up DMT? So you go to the Dream Yard with Bianca and you find Team Plasma brutalizing a Pokemon called Muna, trying to get the Dream Mist for themselves. They're kicking the shit out of this thing, like a Team Rocket member. After you scare them off, Muna leaves with its mother, Masharna, and leaves you with the Dream Mist. What a touching moment. Now you're off to Nacrene City, cause screw the Pokedex, let's become champion. There's a few quick shenanigans with Team Plasma on the way, but nothing too special. So the next gym is at the back of the museum, but on the way in, N pops up again. What a weirdo. What the hell? I just fought him like 20 minutes ago. Who the hell actually poses like that? Now he's all butthurt and wants to capture a legendary Pokemon to do his bidding, which again, completely contradicts what he just said earlier. Once you get to the gym, you gotta read books to solve questions to get to the gym leader. Boring! The gym leader, Lenora, uses normal type Pokemon. Once you beat her, you get the basic badge. It's funny how basic has become a derogatory term now. After giving Lenora a 5-fingered facepalm, some crap goes down in the museum and Team Plasma runs off with a giant skull. Guess who's gotta recover the skull? Jackie Chan, cause he's an archaeologist. Just kidding, it's you! You, of course, gotta be the one to get the skull. Who the fuck else would it be? At least Berg helps you get it back. Screw it, I'm calling him Burger. So you chase down a few bad guys in the forest looking for the skull, and then you finally corner some dude, and then an old guy shows up. Gorm of the 7 Sages. Like these sages? Whoa, he didn't quite say it, but I think he was about to kill you. Luckily, the adults pop in and save the day. For a Pokemon Liberation group, they sure are assholes. After you go across a ginormous bridge, you arrive at Castelia City. Isn't it beautiful? This is where the 3rd gym is. They use bug-type Pokemon here. Once you get inside, you gotta run through some honey web trap thingies. Once you beat Hamburger and get the 3rd badge, you head up north through a sandstorm to get to Nimbasa City. In this gym, you gotta ride through some weird cyber roller coaster things to get to the gym leader. I guess that's better than the gym before. This gym's leader is Elisa. She's an electric type user who just sits on her ass all day. Now that you've collected your 4th badge, you leave and bump into some family drama between Bianca and her father. You follow her all the way here just to drag her home. Hey look, it's Elisa. What's she about to do? Oh, she's a model. That's not surprising. She convinces Bianca's dad to let her keep going on her Pokemon journey. Of course, when a model talks to him, he immediately gives in. After that's taken care of, Sharon tries to fight you out of nowhere. Once that's done, Elisa helps you and Sharon by having the drawbridge lowered so you can travel to Driftveil City. Oh cool, another random long bridge. As soon as you get there, Clay, the gym's leader, pretty much makes you hunt down Team Plasma, so you gotta go into this cold-ass storage facility and find them. They're all huddled up in a little storage unit trying to stay hidden. Why the hell would they choose to hide there? You have to battle like 5 of them and then they're all taken away just to get bailed out by their boss 5 minutes later. What a waste of time. Now you're in Clay's gym. He uses ground-type Pokemon, so you have to work your way all the way down to the core of Earth just to fight him. Once you win, you get the Quake badge. That's better than the basic badge. Clay wants to meet you on Route 6 after you beat him, so you head over there, and he has his Crocodile remove some electric web. Why can't my Crocodile do that? As soon as you get into Chargestone Cave, this happens. What the fuck? He was literally only 5 steps away from me. I was already on my way to talk to this asshole. Why the hell did these white-headed f***s need to escort me? We brought you the one you wanted. He probably already saw me. Did you really need these assholes to drag me 5 fucking steps? He just does that dumb pose I talked about earlier and says some generic crap. I guess this is his way of introducing the Shadow Triad, those 3 white-headed losers. Anyhow, Professor Juniper and Bianca find you and tell you a little bit about the cave. It's pretty much the same as any other electrically charged cave in the world. Nothing out of the ordinary. So you make your way through the cave, battling trainers and pushing charged stones into other charged stones when you get to a son of a bitch. Was that necessary? The bridge was my only option. I didn't need them to push me across. Once you get to the end, you guessed it, N wants to fight again. He does this stupid pose, then he sends out a Joltik. Wait, that thing is only 4 inches tall? Huh, I want one. After the battle, Bianca and Juniper show up and N talks some crap to Juniper and then runs off like a little kid. Now you've made it to Mistralton City. God, I love the soundtrack here. I thought I would point out that the music in this game is a candidate for my most favorite music in any Pokemon game. But my all-time favorite music track is from the 3rd generation Pokemon games. Maybe I'll talk about more music from Pokemon in the future. Junichi Masuda, if you're listening, your music kicks ass. Once you get there, you bump into Professor Juniper's father, Cedric. He's with Skyla, the city's gym leader, and guess what? You can't fight her yet. She wants to go run off to help some injured wild Pokemon. So you follow her up through Route 7 to get to Celestial Tower. It's some tower with a bunch of ghost Pokemon. When you get to the top of the tower, Skyla's there. She had already saved the Pokemon and now she's just up there chilling. Why couldn't I just wait in the town while she did this? She says you might as well ring the bell while you're up there. I guess the sound of the bell reflects the character of the person who rings it. Then Skyla agrees to meet you at her gym so you can finally challenge her. Once you're inside, you have to hop into cannons and blast yourself across the building to progress to the leader. Seriously? Do they have insurance for this bullshit? Look, you smack right into the wall. Once you get to Skyla, the flying Pokemon leader, you fight her and get yourself the Jet Badge. Once you finish with the badge, you leave the gym and shit, not this creep again. He talks about how he grew up with Pokemon since he was born, though he understands them better than most people. He doesn't understand why your Pokemon like you, even though you train them for battle, but he has a hidden respect for you though because of that. On your way to the next city, your mother calls to check in on you. How nice of her. You have to go through Twist Mountain to get to the next city. This place sucks. It's a huge maze where everything looks the same, and it's easy to get lost. At the end of the cave, you and Sharon catch some Team Plasma member. Now you finally made it through Twist Mountain. Welcome to Icarus City. What the hell are they doing? Anyways, it's straight to business with this town. We go ahead and enter our 7th gym. You slide around the slippery floor, that can't be too safe. Then you slide across jumps that go over bottomless pits. Who the hell thought this was a good idea? I mean, I know it's a game, but still, imagine explaining to a 10-year-old's mother like, oh, he fell down that pit. You'll probably never see him again. Guess he wasn't cut out for this Pokemon training shit. So you get to Bryson. Obviously, he uses Ice-type Pokemon. You beat him and slide down to the exit, and guess who's outside waiting for us? Nah, it's not N this time. It's the Three Stooges again, telling you to meet N on Dragonspiral Tower. This is an old relic-y looking place, and it's littered with Team Plasma members. Luckily, Bryson and Sharon help you take them on. You make your way to the top, and 4 of these goons jump all over you like flies on shit. After you battle your way out of there, you find N with some new company. This is Reshiram. I guess N is the hero of all Pokemon, so Reshiram offered its power to help him save the world? N says you need to become a hero and summon the other dragon, Zekrom, if you have any hope to stop him. Then he flies off to who knows. Now your little posse is meeting up to figure out what to do next. Alder, who by the way is the current Pokemon champion, suggests we go to Relic Castle to look for some clues to find the other dragon, Zekrom. So naturally, that's what you do. The Relic Castle isn't much of a castle, but more of a temple underground in a desert. You take a few sand pits down and find Alder and Ghetsis. Ghetsis pretty much does his bad guy monologue and says the dragon is not here. You get a call from Juniper to go back to Nacrene City right away. So you fly off to Nacrene City and meet up at the museum. Basically, Nora, the basic gym leader, has had the Darkstone the whole time. It's essentially the vessel for Zekrom. They give it to you and basically put the whole world in your hands. Fascinating. But they don't know how to activate the Darkstone, so they send you off to Opelucid City to find the Dragon Gym leader and see if she knows what to do. After some ice skating through Route 8, Bianca decides to battle you. Yeah, the world is in danger and I'm on a time crunch. The last thing I need is my teammates to challenge me to a battle. Shit! Once you beat her, you get the Tube Line Bridge. This game sure loves bridges. Oh look, there's that asshole. I'm gonna go get him. What? You motherfucker! On Route 9, there's a bunch of bikers. When I hold the B button, this guy rides faster. I feel like I'm mind controlling him. When you get to Opelucid City, there's another Team Plasma speech going on. This time they're a lot more cocky than the first time. You and Alder meet up with Iris and Drayden to talk about how to get Zekrom. After a long and boring history lesson, Iris heads back to the gym to wait for your challenge. Okay, screw saving the world then, I guess I gotta beat the Pokemon League. Opelucid City seems a lot more like an old school town, fitting for legendary dragons I guess. Anyhow, you go to the gym and run along the backs of dragon statues to get to the gym leader. What is this, Snake Way? You step on buttons and the statues move around and finally you get to battle Iris, the dragon girl. She has some pretty cool Pokemon. Now you have the 8th badge, the Legend badge. Now you can head to Victory Road. But before you get there, you have to go through 8 gates. I get it, it's to build up tension and all, but come on, this takes forever. Each gate adds a new instrument to the background music and it gets more intense as you go through them. That's a neat touch. Now you're at Victory Road. To be honest, I was a little underwhelmed with the Victory Road in this game. It feels much more massive in other Pokemon games, but at least it doesn't take forever. It's always a rough time. You slide down the mountain till you get to the top, makes sense, right? And then you finally get to the Pokemon League. Better heal up first. You walk through the gates and you get to choose what order you face the 4 leaders. I'm just gonna go from left to right. As you walk up the stairs, a bunch of ghosts swoop down and carry you up to the top. If they have the ability to just float me to the top, then why the hell is there even stairs? So first up is Chantel, the bookworm who likes ghost Pokemon. The Elite Four only has 4 Pokemon each the first time you face them. They get 5 after you complete the full story. Next up, you have to battle Count Chocula, so watch out. He uses Dark-type Pokemon, so pull out your Bug or Fighter types. Now we're at the 3rd of the 4. You float up again, and some woman crawls out of her bed to battle you. What the hell is this, nap time? She's getting paid for this? She's gonna need that bag, because I'm gonna put her to sleep with these hands. This is Caitlin. She uses Psychic type. Look, Masharna looks just like her. Last but not least, we got the Fighting type user, Marshall. Honestly, why is Flying type good on fighting? I could totally imagine Hitmonchan knocking the absolute shit out of a bird. Anyhow, now you've completed your bout with the Elite Four. Now you're worthy enough to challenge the champion, yay. But oh, I guess it's N now. Once you get there, N summons a whole ass castle out of the ground. What else did you expect? He goes to his castle and waits for you to show up for an epic dragon battle. Except I don't have a damn dragon yet. Alder is all messed up now, but I guess that happens when some psycho beats you down with a god dragon. When you go up to the castle, 6 of the 7 sages ambush you and are ready to put you down for good. But whoa, the adults are here! Bianca went and gathered all the gym leaders to help out in the fray. Honestly, this scene was pretty cool. I like how they incorporate the gym leaders into the stories now. Now you got business to take care of. It's time to find N for the final showdown. As you make your way through the castle, you see a lot of interesting things. You meet Anthea and Concordia. They explain they were caretakers for N, and it seems like they really care about him. As you progress, you find more of Team Plasma. The scientists even managed to hack into the Pokemon box system so they could steal Pokemon electronically as well. Some of the members of Plasma are having issues with their Pokemon. Like for example, some of their Pokemon are attached to them and they don't understand why, and others feel like they're not cut out for this because they don't want to get rid of their Pokemon. There's lots of emotion in N's castle, that's for sure. This room was pretty important. It's where N spent most of his childhood. He had a lot of things in his room. You'd think this is just a dream come true, but for some reason this room just gives off a sense of loneliness. Maybe this is part of why he's so crazy. Anyways, we're not here to reminisce, we're here to kick some green ponytail having ass. Once you get to N, he calls upon Reshiram. This can't be good. But the dark stone in your bag reacts to the power. The stone starts floating and out comes a big-ass black dragon. Who could it be? Toothless? Nah, it's Zekrom. He's here to fight Reshiram. Well, actually, you have to catch him first, but that's besides the point. Right after you catch him, you immediately have to battle N. Luckily, if you have 6 Pokemon in your party, it allows you to swap one out before the battle starts. It also heals your team, so that's a relief. Now the fight begins. He's got 2 levels on you, so don't expect to win. N isn't a super hard fight once you get past the Reshiram. So that's it. You're now the Pokemon champion. You've completed the game. Why are you so close to me? Oh no, of course that's not the end of the game. This asshole still wants to fight. It's pretty obvious, but Ghetsis has been lying about wanting Pokemon liberation. He really wants all the power of Pokemon to himself to rule the world. What an unoriginal world domination plan. This guy deserves the ass whooping he's about to be served. Ghetsis is a pretty tough battle, to be honest. Without a strong team, he could be a real problem. Definitely level up your Pokemon to at least their 50s before attempting this. Once you beat him, you've done it. You've cleared the main story. N wants to walk and talk with you. He admits that he was shocked at how your Pokemon felt about you. This reveals some of the hidden respect I was talking about earlier. N isn't such a bad guy, I guess, but he's still crazy and needs to calm the fuck down. All he needed was a swift kick in the ass to set him straight. He says his final words and flies off like an F-18 fighter jet. In the end, like all Pokemon games, this is a good story for helping you to understand not just yourself, but also the people and things around you. Sometimes crazy people have good ideas and just approach making them into a reality in the wrong kinds of ways. But who knows? Maybe a little bit of crazy is what humanity needs to make us realize things that we may have overlooked.